Hi, my name is Mingguk Choi, and I'm master degree student at Dangung University in South Korea. Today, I'll present my paper titled, Can Learned Indexes Be Built Efficiently? A deep dive into sampling trade-off. Learned index is index structure that employs machine learning techniques. It views the index as a model that predicts the position of the key in sorted array. It is space efficient by effectively compressing the data distribution through the model. Therefore, it is part optimal in terms of index size and lookup latency in read-only workload, which means there is no alternative that has both smaller size and lower latency. But learned indexes has significant limitation, which is long index build time. It is up to about 2,000 times slower than traditional indexes. And also, learned indexes are not part optimal in terms of build time and lookup latency. Still, there are applications where the index build time is crucial, such as LSM3. Therefore, long index build time has been identified as high priority for future work in various papers. Primary reason for long index build time is higher per element training overhead and complete traversal and training, which means learned index have to learn all the keys in the dataset. To mitigate per element overhead, previous work utilized lightweight training models, but still, it shows the longer build time than traditional indexes. This study began with the question, since the learned index uses the model, can it learn efficiently even with less data? Our approach is sampling. While sampling may be simple and even naive, it is complex indeed. It has three challenges. First, absence of benchmark for sampling applied indexes. Second, losing the error-bound property due to sampling loss. Third, complex trade-off in terms of model, index, and microarchitecture. We focused on read-only in-memory workload because it is the practical beginning point of learned index. We define dataset as a sorted array of unique integer keys without duplicates. Lookup operation is finding the position of lookup key K in dataset D. It has two steps: prediction, which estimates the position of lookup key K as predicted position P, and correction, which finds the exact position of lookup key K based on predicted position P. Next is error-bound property. Error-bound property guarantees that error for all keys in the dataset is within epsilon. So it is crucial for robustness, especially when correction is expensive, such as disk or remote I/O environments. Our first design point is unified sampling algorithm and implementation. We propose a new benchmark named Basil, and we applied unified sampling algorithm, which is systematic sampling. When sampling interval is I, systematic sampling extracts every ith key from the first to last key. And also, we applied unified sampling implementation. Next is sample learning algorithm. EBPLA model is popular error-bounded model used in learned index. Without sampling, it trains all keys with error-bound epsilon. So in figure A, you can see that all keys are within the shaded error bound. However, when sampling is applied, the model trains with only sample ith key with error bound epsilon. Therefore, model cannot guarantee the error bound for untrained keys. In figure B, untrained key marked with triangles are out of error bound. This indicates the loss of error bound property, which is losing the learning objective of the model. To preserve the error-bound property, we propose the new sample learning algorithm, which is sample EBPLA. First, we refine the error bound due to sampling loss from epsilon to epsilon plus I minus 1. In figure C, you can see the model preserving the error bound property with increased error bound. But since the increased error bound is not what we desired, we replace the learning error bound to delta, which is epsilon minus I plus 1. In figure D, model preserved the error bound epsilon by learning less data with a smaller and stricter error bound, which is delta. We also proposed the sample EB histogram algorithm, which follows the same idea. Next design point is internal changes due to sampling, which depends on the segmentation manner. For dynamic segmentation, sampling can decrease the build time, but aggressive sampling can increase the number of segments. In sample EBPLA algorithm, number of segments are increased by 1, and in sample EB histogram algorithm, number of bins are increased by 4. Next, fixed segmentation. Sampling can decrease the build time also, but aggressive sampling can increase number of underfitting segments. In PLR with simple linear regression, the number of constant segments with 0 gradients increased by 1. In sample EB histogram algorithm, the number of empty bins with no trading keys increased by 3. Our evaluation step used our benchmark named Basil, and we apply sampling to 7 different indexes, prefixed with S, 3 learned, 2 histogram, and 3 tree-based indexes are used. And we use 6 representative datasets from the previous benchmarks. First evaluation point is sampling trade-off. We use SPGM index with sample EBPLA algorithm. We observed various metrics in terms of index, model, and microarchitecture. First, when sampling interval increased, build time decreased by order of magnitude. And we found out that each error bound has its own threshold interval when it mostly equals with the epsilon. Until the threshold interval, the metrics remain constant, as seen in green space in the figure. After the threshold interval, number of linear segments increase, causing the index size and height to increase. And due to this increased size and height, prediction cache misses and the prediction latency also increase. Conversely, due to growth of linear segments, the MSV decreased, leading decreased cache miss and the correction latency. Next, we examine the design space of learned indexes. Previously, there was no trade-off between build time, index size, and lookup latency. So learned index figure incurs significant build time regardless of size and lookup latency. While sampling introduced trade-off between build time, size, and lookup latency. So it broadened the design space of learned indexes from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional. Next, we explored build speedup, questioning how much can sampling reduce the build time without significantly degrading the index performance. We measured the safe down sampling, where size and lookup latency increased by less than 5%. Through safe down sampling, we speed up the SRMI by 44,000, SPGM by 40,000, and SRS by 14,000 without significant performance loss. Finally, our Pareto-optimal analysis addressed the main question of our paper. Can learned indexes be built more efficiently in terms of build time and lookup latency than traditional indexes through sampling? We found that learned indexes are also Pareto-optimal in terms of build time and average lookup latency, which means there is no alternative that has both shorter build time and lower average latency. Moreover, learned indexes are part optimal in terms of build time and tail lookup latency also. In conclusion, learned indexes are space efficient, but long build time make them impractical. Sampling has three challenges. First, losing the error bound property. Second, absence of benchmark. Third, the complex sampling trade-off. So we propose novel sample learning algorithm that preserve the error bound, new benchmark named Basel, and an analysis of sampling trade-off. We show that sampling can expand the design space, reduce the build time without significant performance loss, and build learned index efficiently. Thank you for listening.